Hello, my name is Marty Lehman. I'm the assistant principal and activities director out at Goodland High School. I am in my second year serving here at Goodland after serving 13 years at Syracuse, where I was a physical education teacher, a coach of several sports, including football, track, baseball, and also the 7 through 12 activities and athletics director for the last 18 years I was at Syracuse. So I am finishing my 10th year as an athletic director. And activities director at a high school and junior high. Goodland is about 13 miles east of the state line, right off I-70. We are in a mountain time zone, which is something I will discuss here in a few minutes. That means a lot to me. I am married to the former Jennifer Johnson for the past 17 years and have two daughters, both in junior high. Which one is seventh grader and one an eighth grader, born on the same day, a year apart. So one is 13 and one is 14. My professional goals, to be honest with you, I feel like I've kind of reached those. Not to say that I don't have other goals to do here at Goodland, but I always wanted to be a full-time activities and athletics director, in which I have done that. I enjoy doing that. Now, sometimes it's not full-time because I'm also in charge of other things around the district, such as discipline, eligibility, things like that. So some of my personal goals, the one thing I wanted to do is get my kids a quality education. Goodland is a distinguished Apple school, actually pre-K through 12, actually pre-K through 14 when you add in Northwest Tech, which is just about a block east of us. We work together on that. So I wanted my kids to grow up in a great school district where there's plenty of activities, plenty of things to do academically and activity-wise, but yet not so big that they get lost in the shuffle and go through what they go through. And then also a personal goal of mine is I want my wife happy. And she is the 7 through 12, one of the 7 through 12 counselors here. She takes care of the 10th through 12th grade in our high school as the counselor. I did put down in my professional goals is someday I would like to try my luck as a building principal full time, possibly like a little small 1A school where I can be the activities director as well. I just love activities, love sports, love being around kids that want to do things and want to lead. Some more of my information, my philosophy of education is when I first got to Syracuse and I started as an athletic director, I was in a lot of tight spots, had an issue with a basketball coach. And my principal, Paul Zazelski, always told me and asked me one question all the time when it came to making tough decisions, and that is, what's good for kids? You know, what's good for kids, Marty? Is it good for kids? And that became my philosophy, to be honest with you. Sometimes leadership's a very lonely spot to be in. And if you ask yourself what's good for kids, and that answer is yes, no matter what the outcome can be, you can't be wrong if you do what's good for kids. And that's, I ask myself that a lot when it comes to do I eliminate a coach? Do I hire a coach? Do I let kids stop and eat something on the road and get them home late at night? Is that good for kids? You know, sometimes those kind of decisions need made, and I'm the one that has to make it. My program of study, I started my classes back in 2015. Actually finished them in the summer of 2016. But when I took my job at Syracuse, when we were going through a bond issue in which I was in charge of I was kind of our representation as far as building a new gym, track and field area. So I kind of took my last year at Syracuse off, didn't get my e-portfolio done. And then when I moved jobs to Goodland, I took my year off. So I'm a little bit late finishing this up, but I'm excited to get it done and continue my career in education. As far as my resume is concerned, like I said, I've spent 13 years at Syracuse, 8 of them being the athletic director, and then finishing my second year here at Goodland. Before Syracuse, I was actually on the Division I level coaching strength and conditioning. I've got a bachelor's degree in kinesiology and exercise science, and then a master's degree in secondary education. So I'm actually finishing this building leadership as a non-degree seeking student. I had the fortune enough to spend 8 years with Bill Snyder at Kansas State and under strength and conditioning coach Rod Cole. And then I moved on for a couple years, worked under Jim Levitt and Seth Greenberg at the University of South Florida as a head strength and conditioning coach for the University of South Florida Bulls. And then when my wife and I decided to start a family, we decided to move back where we were from and get out of the Division I coaching occupation and settle down and get into secondary education. A lot of people think I'm kind of crazy for doing that, but I had a a lot of fun, a lot of fulfillment in that career. But kids are kids, no matter what level you're on, and I got just as excited about football games and being around kids in Syracuse, Kansas, that I ever did at the University of South Florida, Kansas State. So I enjoy what I do. Wouldn't change it for the world. I've been able to spend a lot more time with my kids and my family. I'm from Western Kansas, and we live real close to my family there in Syracuse, and still live relatively close to my family here in Goodland. So my annotated bibliography, I mentioned Mountain Time and everything. One article that I talked about is sleep deprivation in kids and what kids go through as far as what's best for kids and their education and sleep habits. And, we live in Mountain Time, and it's actually a pretty big issue here in Goodland as far as sleep and the amount of sleep our students get. We have a lot of parents that are upset that we start at 7:30 a.m. But when we look at what we miss, loss of instruction time for our activities, I'm in a 6-member league, and all the other 5 schools are in the Central Time Zone. 95% of who we compete against is in the Central Time Zone. So we have to lose a lot of instruction time in order to travel, and that creates some issues as far as what we do travel-wise and activity-wise. Another article in my annotated bibliography that I really, really found interesting is what activities have to do with academic achievement. It's amazing on how organization of activities help kids stay organized, help kids learn how to use their time, and help kids graduate. And that's what I feel I'm about. I know of several kids I've had in the past that I don't know would have gotten a high school education if it wasn't for a wrestling mat or a football field or a shot put rink and or a band instrument. And I feel like that's the importance of what I do and help kids move on in their lives. As far as my activities, as a school district, working with the district, I helped organize a chili cook-off amongst all of our buildings. We have 3 buildings here at Goodland. We have a pre-K through 2, a 3 through 6, and then a 7 through 12 building. I helped build. It really helped. It was my superintendent's idea. We kind of took it from the community. They quit doing it, and we took it over. And our people really came together during an in-service day. We had 10 teams. I organized the judges that came in. I had the mayor, the sheriff, the police chief of the city, our site committee president came in. He was the president of a bank here in Goodland. Came in. They judged it. They judged it on decor. They judged it on texture. It was a pretty neat deal. It also fed our entire staff during that in-service day for free. So all of us got to sit down, pre-K through 12, and eat lunch together. And it was a friendly competition. It was a lot of fun. On the district level, also, our school district works for fall cleanup. We go around and we clean up communities. I organized all our tools. I helped schedule locations. People started calling in to me a month and a half prior to this day. We have AP classes in our high school and junior high. So we took those AP classes. There were about 15 kids apiece. We took those AP classes and broke them into groups, and I organized where they all went and how they organized their day. We got the city involved. The city shut down all their things for the day, helped haul off tree limbs and grass and leaves, and we just cleaned up our community. Helped mainly the handicapped, the disabled, elderly people. I would say we probably cleaned 115, 120 yards up that day in about a 6-hour period. So pretty neat community service. We also do a district Christmas dinner where we invite the elderly and disabled into our gym, our high school gym right here in our high school. We have everybody in the district involved from pre-K through 12, from our pre-K kids coloring placemats that the people get to take home with them, to coming in and learning how to set a table, to our junior high who serves the meal, to our FFA who ran the valet parking, our FCA who helped organize home delivery, We also ran a shuttle service. Our bus system, our transportation system ran a shuttle service. Um, just a cool day that we had in early December to serve our community. As a district, also, I'm involved with our calendar committee. Of course, an athletic director, an activities director has to do that, organize activities, organize gyms. We also have a unique situation here where we're involved with Northwest Tech, which is a junior college here, to organize activities, and it's important that I'm on that committee. A topside tip-off. I put this on the district level just because it took our entire district to run this thing. We had our ball chasers from the elementary, people who worked the hospitality from the community, people who hosted teams from our elementary. But I helped run. I was part of a huge committee that sold advertising. I did handle all the team contracts. I organized all the officials, helped hire all the officials. Just a busy 3 days, averaged about 1,500 people a night to these activities, which is pretty cool. Every week I do a deal called Cowboy Information, which just organizes the entire district, lets everybody know what time our kids get released for activities, what time our kids eat for activities, which really helps our dining, our transportation, what time people are leaving. I organize it every week. I let it go on every Friday afternoon. I try to put it out there. If not, I come in over the weekend and get it done. It just helps people organize their days through the week. As a district, and I say it's because of the district, I hosted a regional wrestling tournament. We had 24 teams here in 3A. Eight of our teams went. 8 of the top 10 in the state came out of our regional this year, which is really cool. It was a really neat thing that we did here. Elementary, I really thought I would struggle getting my elementary hours in, but I really didn't. Last May, I organized an elementary track meet. It went ages 3 through junior high, ages 3 through 6th grade got to participate in it. It was a very, very fun day. It was very hard to organize all the heats. We ran a 50-meter dash, just things like that for our elementary kids. Had teams from other schools come in. We had over 300 athletes actually participate in our elementary track meet. We got a grant to do a new elementary playground. We saved a lot of money by having volunteers work it. A lot of teaching staff last summer got together and worked it. I organized refreshments, helped plan it, helped on the grant a little bit, which I learned a lot about. Helped install. I dug holes, put bolts together, poured concrete. It was a fun about a week and a half last summer that it took us to do it. Body Ventures was an elementary thing, pre-K through 6. Just a group of people came in. I organized some volunteers to help kind of organize it, organize the location in one of our facilities. Organized all the transportation from the West Elementary School. Good time. Also helped assist with the Christmas concert. Ran the staging area, which was kind of like herding chickens when it came to some of that stuff. But supervised the parent pickup location, which I really never realized being 7 through 12 that is as important as it is. Also participated as a principal for a day. I substituted for the 3 through 6 principal. I handled lunch duty, accepted the kids in the morning, bus duty after school. Our local art institute, I helped organize a Cookies and Canvas. It was an after-school program for our kids. Helped set it up, helped monitor it, helped clean it up. And then, of course, on my secondary level, I didn't put everything down as far as everything I did. But I helped with homecoming, monitored the parade, helped with the dance, of course, monitored the game, things like that. Our state golf tournament had a great year. Traveled with them to our state competition where we finished 3rd in the state. We had our first annual Science Olympiad tournament, coincided with Northwest Tech. A lot of their professors worked it, which is a pretty cool deal. Took about 10 hours of a day, but a lot of time prior to that, just organizing it. Had 8 teams on Northwest Tech's campus, which was a really good recruiting tool for them. And of course, an entire basketball season. And then leadership. I take care of all the scheduling, take care of all the eligibility, take care of league meetings. I'm the vice president of our league. I'm a member of the KIAAA, which is the Administrators Association for Athletics. I take care of all the travel. Just everything it takes to be a secondary educator and an assistant principal and athletic director. In my reflection, what a great experience I had. I wish I could have just went solid all the way through it instead of taking a couple years off. But it was a great experience for me. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I enjoyed my classes. I enjoyed the camaraderie I had with my classes, and I really look forward to visiting with you in a few days. And I'm set to take my test on June 11th, and really look forward to finishing this project I have up and continuing my career as an assistant principal athletic director. Thank you very much, and I look forward to speaking with you at a later date.